Miles, my name's Mickey. In this video, I'm going to tell you what it's been like to try to get my hands on the brand new GT4RS. That's right, guys. I've been hitting up the dealerships left and right like,
hey, can I get the GT4RS?
Yo, buddy, I know you've been friends for 10 years. Can I get the GT4RS?
I've got basically a summary, All these dealerships, there's a consensus, a way to get your hands on one of these GT4RSs. But before we get into that, before I let you in on that little secret, let me tell you what I think about the car. Let's get into the actual details. So right here on the screen, I've got a, super ghetto Excel spreadsheet with the details from the GT cars, namely the Nürburgring time, trap speeds in the quarter mile, weight, downforce, stopping distance, horsepower, and road holding. Some of these I've speculated on, but quickly, let's go through it. Here are the times that they ran around the Nürburgring. The GT4RS 704.5, the main highlight there that you want to see is that it was much faster than the 991.2 GT3. Over here, trap speed, I've speculated on the trap speed. I imagine it's going to be almost as fast down the quarter mile as the 992 GT3. Then the weight. The weight is much lighter than I was anticipating, so guess what? Mickey was wrong again. The weight is 3,120 pounds, which is 127 pounds or so, if my math is right, I'm not a mathematician, lighter than the 718 GT4 with the PDK. I assume that's with the magnesium wheels that cost an arm and a leg. You're gonna have to sell your child, your wife, your grandma, your dog to be able to afford those wheels. But guys, 3,120 pounds, that's quite a light car and a lot lighter than I thought. Then as we move over to the downforce, 335 pounds of downforce at 186 miles an hour. Honestly, a lot less than I thought. I think here's where they held the car back, because had they given it the downforce of the 992 GT3, which is 480 pounds at 186 miles an hour, the car would have been an animal. I would have obliterated the 992 GT3's time. But, Porsche's going to hold it back. So we do not want to make it that good. Stopping distance, again, I speculated. Horsepower, we all know, 493 horsepower, the same as mine, 991.2 GT3 Touring. And road holding, I'm assuming that it'll have the same road holding as my 991.2 GT3. The car on paper is absolutely brilliant. So after I saw this, I was having these dreams every night where I would wake up super aroused because I really wanted this car. That's all I could think about. I went online and I made a couple specs thinking in some hypothetical world that I'd be able to hit up my dealerships and I'd go, here you go, Mickey. Bah, your GT4RS coming next month. Let me show you what the two specs are. I made a little shark blue spec with the Weissach pack and the cheap wheels, even though the cheap wheels absolutely look beautiful. Look at this thing. Shark blue, yellow accents. I love this thing. So it came out to $178,000. That's one spec that I made. Second spec that I made is kind of like the launch spec with the magnesium wheels in blue, that delicious gray color, the lights, the Weissach package, everything, right? The perfect track spec for this car. Look at the price, $192,000. That's right around the same price as my 992 GT3. Crazy. But anyways, I'm ready to pay it. I would give up an arm and a leg to be able to get one of these cars. I'm telling you, I love it that much. So, with all of this, armed with all the information to go quickly, give them a check, get my allocation locked down, I start hitting up dealerships that I have relationships with, starting with the dealership where we got our 992 GT3. This dealership employs one of my friends from high school, hence how I was able to get the 992 with an additional little bit of a markup. And I'm like, bro, can I get a GT4RS? First, there was this long, awkward pause on the phone call. And then he was like, yo, my #1 customer in history, right? The one that's bought almost every car, has had 100 cars. He's probably not going to get it. What? I was like, no way. So I asked him straight up, how much do I have to give you over sticker to get one? The answer was, bro, there's no amount of money you could give me that could get you into one of these. So thinking that this dealership is in a location where it doesn't get all the allocations, I was like, let me get a hold of the largest Porsche dealership in the world, the one that moves the most RS cars, the most GT cars, the most every cars, that's Champion Porsche. So I hit them up. Guys, I want this GT4RS. Remember, last time I hit them up, they said that the Touring was 100,000 over sticker. So here I'm thinking, okay, 100,000. And I think I could justify that because this thing is absolutely spectacular. So I talked to these guys. They say, verbatim, we have got people waiting in line to write us a $200,000 check over sticker, 200 grand. And not all of them are getting it. So all these billionaires and 100 deca millionaires have all this money lined up to get to the dealership, $200,000, you know, money to blow. And they're not all gonna get it because it turns out, the guy told me there's only 200 cars coming to the US on the first production run. And I imagine because it's probably only going to be produced 1 year, and I'm not sure about that, I'm just speculating. Let's say overall they end up making 600 cars that come to this country or to North America. That's going to be less cars than my 991.2 GT3 Touring. Now, I think they're being a little bit aggressive. I think Porsche is just being hush-hush on what the production's going to be, and I think it's going to end up being way more than what anyone thinks. But the fact that all these billionaires are willing to lay down 200K over sticker is mind-blowing, and it's just a byproduct of the marketplace. In the world that we live in, where money's so cheap, demand for these things is so high, combined with the fact that the supply for these cars is going to be very small. Very small. So that covers 2 dealerships. On to the third, the one that I thought I had the best chance. The third one is the collection, the dealership where I got my 765 LT Spider allocation and my 600 LT. So I hit up my boy Guillermo. Guillermo, you know, bro, me and you, we got a good relationship. Can I get that GT4RS? No, I don't know why I thought the outcome would be any different. He tells me, look, Mickey, there are people that have spent over $10 million at this dealership that aren't getting that car. Because the cool thing about the collection is that they don't charge all these stupid under-the-table
So generally, you and your brother are venture capital
dealer markups. So that means that they're able to satisfy their existing client base, but there just aren't enough cars to go around. Now, I'm sure I'd be able to get one if the supply was unlimited, but the fact that the first production run is going to be so limited, and there's so many billionaires down here in South Florida forking out $200,000 over sticker like it's $1 putting into a vending machine to get a Coke, means that I'm not going to get this car. I'll probably have to wait till it gets here, then I'm going to have to pay somebody some stupid amount of money to drive it around for a day or two. Yeah, I'm going to rent it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to pretend to flex and stuff. It's not mine. It's not a friend's. I'm going to rent that shit. Anyways, guys, that's the reality. Look, if your experience has been any different, if you feel like you're on a list, you're on that list. Well, do you actually have an allocation? Did they give you an allocation number? Because that's when it really counts. Go down below. Give me your experience. Give me your feedback. Let me know what you think. And yeah, like, dislike, I don't know, engage with this video a little bit because I love engaging with you guys. Apart from that, subscribe to the channel, all the cool YouTube shit. Have a great day, guys. Take care.